Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at WOJAK. I got a lot of requests for this one recently, and it looks pretty nice because it did sustain itself in that previous channel here, and it does look like it's broken free from this previous little resistance. So we're going to draw some Fibonacci retracement levels, kind of see what's going on here on this guy, and help understand best practice and big picture for scenarios like this. If you are new to the channel, though, keep in mind I do have a Trading Academy community and signals group. Link down below if you're curious about that. We have some awesome community members, of course, in there. Thank you so much for the wonderful feedback I've been receiving. We took some nice profits here on Algorand, 20%, KNC 46%. Those are both longs. Same thing with Solana at 93%. And then, of course, we have Injective and ZRX shorts that we took some decent profit with as well. So a very good 24 hours for us here, taking some little gains there, and every little bit helps. Those are just 5x trades, fully automated through Cornix. Again, link down below for that premium group. Bear in mind too, we are going to start having restrictions in our premium group, just to ensure that everyone gets a fair opportunity to be able to work directly with me. Okay, so again, you've listened, you've asked, really appreciate the feedback, and of course, there will be limitation coming here soon to our premium group. If you have questions, of course, comment below, like, subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff. Really appreciate your support. So what we want to do is talk about, I guess, the big picture. I mean, looking at the daily here, we can see pretty strong break there through 70 on the RSI. And if you look at its history too, it really hasn't had a chance, minus its very first increase, to really have the opportunity to be above 70 on the RSI. Obviously, with this previous data, we don't have a ton of it, so we can't really extract what it does when it gets above these levels. But the truth is, in most cases, coins have a tendency, once they break through 70, to maintain themselves above that level for some time. Okay, it may just be a couple of days. In fact, this is starting the beginning of 3 white soldiers here, where we have 3 strong green days, typically followed by a red fourth day. You see here, we saw 3 green days, 2 red days after that. Okay, not saying tomorrow's going to be a red day, but I do know that Bitcoin dominance is high. It's at its all-time high in the last year and a half. Bitcoin price is up. Alts are going to start selling off soon because they surged. What do you think all the profit's going to come from? And market movers are going to sell their positions. So just keep in mind that's a possibility here. Is it a probability? It's hard to say specifically. Take a quick look at some moving averages. We're above the 20 and the 200, or correction, the 20 and the 50. That's a very positive sign. We don't have enough data for the 200 just yet. We're getting closer though. 200 on the 4 hour is below the price action, so we're looking good here. We're ascending positively, so we can kind of understand that generally speaking, the price action is moving in an upward direction. What we'll do too is we'll pull up some fibs here and talk a little bit about what it might do if it does pull back. Okay, so the price does end up pulling back here. Let's just say hypothetically it does. Typically 0.382, 0.5, and 0.618 levels are common. Okay, so if you take a look at Elliott wave here, effectively we're looking at what, about, I guess we could round up at even just say 10,000. It's probably the easiest way to describe it. 10,000, 96.50, and 93.20. Those are the 3 levels the price could pull back to if it does. And if you look previously, if you draw out Fibonacci levels here for this, you'll see that 0.618 level was bounced and the price continued higher. Okay, there's a really common characteristical trading patterns that occur all the time in trading. Is it 100%? No, but it gives you an increased likelihood of being successful. So to me, it doesn't mean that you short to that level. It just implies if the price were to pull back, those would be good long positions. Okay. Again, when shorting, it is increased risk. I don't recommend it, of course. We short all the time in our community, but they're low leverage, low position size. Okay. Again, very healthy, safe trades, and we're not uber risky like most folks out there, because you see these 100x trades. Don't trust it. It took a lot of entries for them to get there. They probably wiped out their portfolio doing that. It's okay to have 1 or 2 nice, really big trades, but it's just not sustainable. Anyways, that's just my personal opinion. 20 years of trading, what do I know? All right, let's summarize here. 4-hour time frame is looking pretty strong, but once again, overextended. Last time we overextended ourselves, take a look here. We took RSI up over 70 right here at this level. So this is where the price hit over 70. Okay, so hypothetically, we're right there right now, or just a little bit above it. I think right there we hit 70. So there's a chance we could very well see a much further increase to the upside. Okay, there's a potential. Now, is that a probability? It's hard to say. Typically, when overextensions like this occur, they only last for so long. And if we take a look at, just say, TD sequential, for example, when it previously overextended itself, it hit this plateau, right? The most recent high. I don't know if you can see this here, but there's kind of somewhat of a shelf right here from before. It hit that level, consolidated, broke through 70 on the RSI. Right now, we're kind of doing a very similar thing. We're retesting this previous high. We're trying to break through, and it hasn't just yet, but there is potential there. So based on its momentum and the overall volume in this coin here and the amount of money coming in here, you kind of look at this, exclude the previous outlier, you can see we're above the moving averages. And even though we are overextended, there is still potential for the price to go up a little bit further. A lot of times you have previous liquidity levels that are swept because of that. I haven't looked at liquidity in a little while. There isn't a ton of recent liquidity. It's all below the price action right now. So simply put here, we're kind of in price discovery within the last few months, right? It hasn't been in this range since August 15th, right? So we're looking at about 2 months of just kind of, it hasn't been here for a while, okay? So keep in mind, this previous volume shelf here will work as a potential resistance. So just note that we could see some selling pressure. My speculation is we're going to see a retracement to one of these 3 levels I indicated earlier here. Again, I'll send this play out chart through Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. But these are the levels you want to kind of pay attention to. Once again, 10,000, 96.70, and 93.30. Yeah, so those are just some important levels to note. Again, to me, I'd much rather wait for a long at that position than short to that level. Again, different strokes for different folks. If we take a look at the hourly though here, let's go ahead and see if we're seeing anything else that's kind of stark. We do have a recent overextension to a 9 here, but we're retesting that level there. Once again, that is somewhat of a liquidity sweep, so we very well could see the price wick up here and come back down. That's a very common characteristic. We also want to note here as well, Ichimoku Cloud, we're getting really, really close to a closing your position signal. In other words, when this lagging span intersects with the price action, it typically means you don't have enough momentum, or you've been moving in this direction for so long that it's due for a correction. Okay, we got that lagging span, conversion lines above the baseline. We got the cloud itself hanging out right here. So in truth, if you were to short a tight short to somewhere in the range about 10,500 would be appropriate, 10.5. But at this point, there's no guarantees it's going to pull back. So I'd just be careful taking a trade of this coin. It definitely looks like it's ready to take off, but you got to recognize it is near the top of its overextended period right now. So a pullback would make sense before the next leg up. Okay. Again, very common characteristic. I mean, what goes up must come down. That's why you always see these types of scenarios play out, just because pullbacks are really common. I mean, Bitcoin should pull back too, and if it does, we should see some altcoins dump. And I haven't touched on this in this video, but I do in most. Just want to kind of familiarize you with this. Bitcoin dominance is up right now. It's at an all-time high in the last year and a half. Bitcoin price is up as well, over about 3 to 4% on the day. What do you think is going to happen with altcoins when the price of Bitcoin starts coming down? Dump and or down. So all this green is nice. I love it. I love to see it. I'm not upset with it at all. Just know that won't continue. It's not sustainable for long periods. Okay? We're not in alt season. We haven't had Ethereum exploding, letting us know we're on the right track there. There's a decent chance we're going to see a pullback from this coin and many others this weekend and the weeks coming, just based on the simple fact that a majority of them are overextended on the shorter periods. Okay? Just some friendly advice there. All right, do with it what you will. What I can ask you in the meantime is if you do want to become a better trader, again, reference cryptocash.tech, link down below for the premium group. Once more, have some restrictions coming up on that here soon based on the amount of students or members in that group. But furthermore, help us grow our YouTube, Twitter, Telegram. Tell your friends, tell your folks. I greatly appreciate the feedback and awesome. We got some really, really cool people in our group right now, and I'm super happy to be able to work with them. Thanks again. It's a very humbling experience. Other traders are awesome. Greatly appreciate you. Thanks so much for the request. We'll see you on the next one. Take good care.